I still wasn't quite sure I wanted everybody to know. And this is probably going to be a surprise when many people see this, at my job or people that know me, because I don't refer to myself as an adoptive mother. Endometriosis is when you have difficulty with conceiving. You may have it's kind of different, and it varies from person to person. So there could be scar tissues and different things like in the reproductive organs that cause it to be difficult for you to have children. After being told that it would be difficult for me to have children, I was hesitant. I always wanted to be married. However, I wasn't sure if that would be, a reality for me, because I felt like, and had been told, everyone wants to have, or every man wants their own children. So as I was younger, I didn't focus a lot on it. I kind of said, I don't know why I'm married, but I don't want a boyfriend. So, just kind of confusing. Didn't want to get my hopes up, just in case it didn't happen. Since I wasn't able to have children naturally, I questioned, if God really wanted that for me. That was definitely one insecurity, and just kind of being enough in general.
You got married, and what did you and your husband decide?
He knew my struggles as well. I kind of told him beforehand, because I didn't want him to go in blind, especially if that was something that he aspired to have children of his own. And he was okay with it. And so he kind of initiated the process because although I wanted to have children and wanted to adopt or just kind of look into in vitro to see what the options were, he was real supportive and was okay with whatever I decided to do. Initially, we planned to adopt just one child. At the time, we were living in Iowa. And so before we finished the process, the case manager said, I have the perfect children for you. And we're like, well, no, we just want one. And at the time, I was an ex-juvenile probation officer, and so was he. So they gave us the difficult children. And so our life kind of did a 180. We were by ourselves. We didn't have any other family there. I was still kind of nervous about if I would do it right, if we were making the right choice and decisions. So it deeply impacted everything. Some of the struggles that I encountered, because they were real young, so my boys were 3 and 4, and we didn't adopt them all at the same time. So it was 2 separate sibling groups. Me and their dad got divorced in 2016. We had been married for 11 years, together for almost 14. So that was definitely an impact and a hard blow for them. I think I kind of stayed a lot longer because, I didn't want to deal with the abandonment and have the kids to kind of deal with trauma all over again, deal with loss again, because at this point they all knew that they were adopted. Over time, at their own pace, we kind of explained to them who they were, where they came from, let them know that they were a choice and that they were special because, we chose them, but most importantly, they chose us. So it was difficult to kind of let them know that we were getting a divorce, and then shortly after, he moved. So I was here with the kids in Texas, and he moved back to Illinois. We still talked a lot. But the brunt of everything fell on me. And the children, they were kind of at that age where they were in junior high, middle school, kind of finding themselves. And like most children who go through divorce, whether it's adopted or not, they kind of blame the parent that's there for the one that's leaving. So just trying to help them to navigate through that, let them know it was nothing that they did. And I started journaling, so that was kind of part of my therapy. I started journaling my story to get it out. So it was hard, and a bit of shame for me that kind of came with that because I didn't want to explain what happened and didn't want to bash him, but wanted to be able to process as well. So I just kind of held it in. This is when we were in between churches. So we were visiting another church, and then I would come back over to the lighthouse to kind of get my fix. And I remember taking this picture with all of my all of my babies here, and them being so excited that we were in Texas and not in the snow, because we came from Iowa, and just kind of embracing just being a mom. But this was also when I was starting to kind of go through the marital troubles. But through this, they didn't know, so they were just happy that I was happy. And my friend Benita, she was at the lighthouse and was like, Lucy, just check it out, just come to Sunday school, see what you think. I'm like, well, okay, I'll see, but I'm not a big Sunday school person. She's like, no, it's different. And like every Sunday, it seemed like Pastor K was just all up in my business, just telling everything, confirming, affirming, like everything I knew I was supposed to do, everything I didn't really want to do. And then I just started Googling. And then I kind of, it's like, okay, God, is this really what I'm supposed to do? So when I wrote my book, I did dedicate it to Pastor K and kind of just mention that it's the reason, and that's why that book was birthed. So this is me with them in order, from youngest to oldest, kind of kissing, because I'm always kissing them, and they're like, Mom. So they're, the oldest one's like, and the little one, she's just excited to, be there. So this is just like a really good picture of their personality and me being Mama Bear, kind of making sure everybody's covered. So seeing them, I had those proud mama moments where I'm like, okay, especially like today, my daughter is 27, but she's also a mom. So, knowing that the enemy tried to tell me that I wouldn't be able to have any kids, and now I have 4, and I'm a grandma. So to see that and be there with her when she was giving birth, holding her hand through the process, I may not have experienced it personally, but I've been able to see her journey and be there with her. So it's been very gratifying just to see them blossom and evolve, and not allow their story and how they started to dictate, where they're going.